Well, yeah, just your reaction to being one of the top three.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty cool honor. There's a whole ton of players in the country that are really good. Yeah, and to be one of the top three that people think that are the best, it means a lot.
And with Pat and then with Land, I mean, how well do you know either of those guys and just being with them in that group? What does that mean?
I know Pat, I guess fairly well. We played in the Mondac together, and then he's just a Montana kid. I know he has some kids on our team that he went to high school with and stuff, and he's a Montana kid, so it's cool that there's two of us in there. And yeah, I mean I've read a few stats on the other kid, and seems like a stud.
The Campbell Trophy experience. What was that whole experience like for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a whirlwind of a day, but I mean to be able to meet some really incredible people and the other student athletes as well. They're just really impressive. Everybody there. Yeah, it was an awesome experience, and I'm glad that I got to be part of it.
Yeah,
Is there a favorite athlete that you met or bonded with?
I grew up a Cowboys fan, and I met Tony Romo, so that was pretty cool, I guess.
you say whirlwind today. I was doing the math. It's like you were there last night and you're back at practice this morning. How many hours of sleep did you get?
I had like 3.
When did you fly back this morning, or was it last
We
night?
flew back right after the
After
thing.
ceremony.
We actually left the banquet early.
So like
Made it back.
10 o'clock flight or something like that.
Yeah, we got back at like 2:30 or something.
Okay, so
What was your conversation with Romo like?
I don't know. It was like, "Hi Tony, I'm Troy Andersen. Nice to meet you." And he was a pretty cool guy. I was talking to some of the kids there. They were quarterbacks, and they just said that he's a pretty genuine person. That he would like pull up their film and was like giving them tips, and that's just he didn't have to do that, so it was pretty cool.
Did you throw up some of your old quarterback tape?
No, I did not.
anybody else you met that stood out? Any comments or things like that?
I don't know. I mean, it was just like you're walking around this giant ballroom, and it's like a who's who of college football. It was pretty neat to be, just in their presence, walking around with the coaches of all the big time teams that you see on TV, and people that are TV broadcasters, and then NFL greats, and yeah, it was just a cool experience.
Did Tony? Was it just a quick brief interaction, or did he say anything?
No, it was just
Okay.
Great.
And you were, I was noticing how small you looked kind of compared to some of those guys you were standing next to.
Yeah.
Like Aiden Hutchinson, and then obviously the guy who won Kohler. Did you feel the same way then about man, these guys are huge?
Yeah, those guys had been there for a day, and I think I was gonna room with Aiden Hutchinson, and he's like, "Oh, you're my roommate that's not here," and I was like, "Geez, dude, you're." He's massive. So there's a reason why he's a Heisman finalist. So yeah, those guys are great players, and they were good humans as well.
So you did room with him, or you were?
No, I didn't. We didn't stay.
Oh yeah, I guess you wouldn't have stayed. Yeah. So yeah, did you? How were those conversations like with him specifically?
I don't know. It was pretty brief. We sat at a different table. It was kind of like a introduction thing, like, "Hey, good luck on your thing," and that was about it.
Any of the other guys that you had good conversations with?
Yeah, I sat with I think it was a Central Michigan kid and a Stanford kid, and they were just both really good people, and chit chat about football, and yeah, whatever.
And what did you think of Kohler winning it, or Kohler, I guess, winning the award, and just what do you know about him, I guess?
Honestly, I don't know really much about him, other than he's about 6'7", and he's probably pretty good at football. So I haven't really followed Iowa State much this year.
Mm. Yeah, and obviously it was a quick turnaround coming back. You've had that award, the Buck Buchanan, and then obviously a lot of draft stock. Has it been kind of, I don't know, is it kind of hard to process all of that, or has it been easy to put that to the side a little bit?
I don't know. It's pretty easy to put it to the side when you have a playoff game coming up. It's like, yeah, it's cool and stuff, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter as long as we're still playing and continue to focus on Sam Houston State and getting a win this weekend.
What do you?
Did you shoot all that last Saturday might have been your last game at Bobcat Stadium?
Yeah, it did. It was like, I don't know, a little weird. Like, we might not be back, might be back. So keep winning football games, you have a chance to play another one there. But I mean, definitely it was like, yeah, this could be the last one that I play here, and kind of savor the moment a little bit more.
With your career kind of winding down a little bit, what has the support from Montana really meant to you in your whole career?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. Kind of everywhere you go, I mean, people are rooting for you, whether they're a fan of the team over the hill or a Bobcat fan. Yeah, it's just, I think being a kid from Montana, people have rooted for me, and I mean, they've been really, I guess, receptive, and I really appreciated it.
I know you might have been a little bit too busy this week, but what have you seen from Sam Houston State so far early on about their offense?
I mean, they're number one for a reason. They're really good on offense. I think they have a good defense as well. They're fast. They have skill players. I mean, they can hit you from any which way. Just real speed and some good backs that can break tackles and get a long gain. And their quarterback's super mobile and athletic, but also throws it well. So I mean, they present a lot of challenges, but I mean, I think our preparation has been good, and ready to go down there and give it a shot.
And what were your thoughts just on Tommy and his performance on Saturday?
It's awesome, man. Tommy's a stud. I said it before. We all believe in him. He's just he's a real team guy and a great leader, and extremely humble, and is willing to do whatever we ask of him. Yeah, I mean, I think he knows that we trust in him, and I hope he does, because we do. I mean, he's probably the best athlete out there on the field. So, I mean, if you have the best athlete on the field with the ball in their hands, good things happen.
Has he taken a liking to the nickname Touchdown Tommy at all, or what's your perspective on that?
I don't know. He does not really. I would assume. I don't know. I've really asked him about it. You guys probably can, but I mean, like I said, he's a pretty humble dude, quiet guy. So he kind of just goes about his business and doesn't really say much sometimes.
And Coach Megan kind of said that you specifically, you'd be one of those guys to be like, I'd go to war with Tommy any day. What is it about Tommy that you would go to war with him any game, anytime?
I mean, you just watch him practice and just see how much he cares. I mean, he stays here late, he watches film, he's doing everything that you ask of him, and then so much more. Just instills confidence, like, hey man, you have a bad play, like, I know you're gonna get it next play. Like, it doesn't really matter just because of who he is. The leadership he provides our offense and just our team in general. I think everybody can kind of clung to him and like, hey man, like, you're our guy, let's go.
For all the accolades that you've built up to this point, everything that's kind of happening for you right now, if you could go back and tell yourself as a little kid dreaming to just be where you're at and play for the Bobcats, what do you think you'd say?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be, I don't know if I believe him. It's been a pretty weird college career, to be honest with you. I just saw the position changes, and I mean, coaching staffs and injuries and stuff, but I mean, it's been awesome. I wouldn't change any of it. I've loved my time here at Montana State, and yeah, hopefully we have a few weeks more.
And what have you kind of thought about seeing some of the draft projections in the top 100 and things like that?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to play football still.
Fair enough. Yeah.